Welcome back to Salos Wildlife Park. Today we're doing a lot of landscaping, building a huge greenhouse, and a mini gift shop for our guests. Let's get into it. Hi, hello, and hey to all of you watching. So today's episode is a bit of an admin-y one. No animals today, which I do apologize for, and I'll explain that in a moment. But first things first, thank you guys for being patient with me while I was traveling. I hope this week's content will be worth the wait. And I do want to thank the more than 200 people now who have subscribed to my channel. It really does just mean everything to me, as I say in every video, but I still am a very small channel and appreciate every kind action. So if you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing so. I also just love talking about the game and being a nerd with all of you, so feel free to leave me a comment. Right, so today's build is a fun one. I wanted to have a glass structure of some kind in the park, and my first initial thought was kind of a huge dome that a lot of zoos do have to kind of encapsulate certain biomes, or, you know, like a tropical dome or something like that. And I just didn't see that happening in a park based in the middle of the US. So yeah, I settled on a greenhouse. And this is actually both of my high schools that I went to in the US had at least one greenhouse. I think one of them had 2 or 3, very small, but we did have them. So I think it's quite common for community or county projects to have things like this built. And it also just makes a lot of sense for a zoo, not really a zoo, but a park like this with all of the animals and the landscaping that goes on within it. So yeah, but I wanted to kind of stray away from the classical greenhouse look as much as I could. So I aimed to create kind of just a simple structure with a more modern feel to it. But I did just really like the silhouette of the roof that I made here, so I stuck with it. And as you saw from the opening cinematic, this structure is viewable right as you come into the park. Just barely, but it is there, so really happy with the placement. The back of it also borders onto one of the bigger staff areas in the park, so there is a lot of foot traffic and everything, which makes it feel even more realistic. And as I was mapping out the area, I did have this kind of awkward space, so I decided to just fill it with plants. And while I was doing this, I was thinking about if I wanted to have a kind of ambient animal, but as I've used the swans and the mallard mods already in the park, I was struggling for ideas, especially with the Planet Zoo roster. So once again, I turned to mods, and I went for Leaf's alligator snapping turtle mod, and it was fine. I actually got them in, and they were fairly happy with the space, which was great. But I did a bit too much pressing in their menus, and my game crashed. And this happened 2 or 3 times, so I looked through my mods, everything seemed up to date. Not sure what went wrong, but I just decided to just skip them and let it just kind of be a natural space of landscaping. Maybe if I see a mod in the future that I think would fit here, then I will put a couple of animals in, but to be honest, there's a lot going on in this area, and I'm planning a huge open habitat just across from this bit here, so I think we can have no animals for this one section. And speaking of changes, the foliage in this area is a bit weird because as I said in the last episode, or maybe the one before, as we're doing the forest on the other side of the section of the zoo, which will be wooded animals, heavily overgrown, all of that, I thought about doing more prairie, desert, biome animals on this side, and so I tried to incorporate a bit more desert feel foliage in here just to ease the transition. I don't think I managed to do that well enough, but we will see. I'm just happy that it looks green and overgrown and semi-natural. And I did use some custom barriers here just to keep the green space separate from the guests, mostly because I was planning to have snapping turtles in this little space, so didn't need any kids running off and getting involved. I also kind of have this idea in my head that the greenhouse does tours at certain times of the day. I build a custom sign for just the outside there next to the door, so I can kind of see maybe like a line of school children lining up waiting for the tour to begin just outside the greenhouse or something. So I thought, yeah, the barriers just look nice, worked, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. In terms of the footage itself, I am really sorry if it's like jumping around, not making a whole lot of sense. I started this before I left for a week and a bit, and didn't have access to my PC that whole time, so, and of course, after 5 hours of, airports and waking up at 3 in the morning, I was not on my A game when I finally sat back down at my desk and forgot to record quite a lot of this. Mainly the me decorating the inside of the greenhouse, which, had you asked me at the time that I was putting the blueprints in, I would have said, yeah, of course I'm filming. I was not, as my video file later told me. And finally, this gift shop, I will probably fill up this plaza with a couple more facilities. The guests aren't really complaining or anything like that, but I just wanted it to feel a bit lively, especially because this corner of the zoo will be geared more towards kids. You can see out of the playground in the back. The next habitat will be something like a barnyard petting zoo situation. So yeah, I wanted to have it feel lively and fun. And what is one of the best things about going to a zoo or anything with your parents as a kid? The gift shop. So yeah, figured I'd have a few plushies for sale here and, things like hats and drinks. But I did want it to feel small and cozy. I really wanted it to feel kind of like someone just came into the park and set up their little shop. There are so many like small antique stores or just little boutiques scattered around, small towns and things that are just completely covered with clutter and, random things to buy. Those are my favorite kind of shops that are just like overflowing with random things, whether they're like vintage, secondhand, curated, whatever. So I kind of wanted to bring that feeling into this little shop here, and I thought that would help me keep a little bit of the whimsy going. I also wanted to take as much advantage of the natural light in this area that I could. As I was building the green space just to the left, I noticed that because of all the buildings and the trees, the sun wasn't really getting to all the corners. So I wanted this to feel very bright and airy and have that be kind of like the shady refuge. So finally onto the interior, really basic, just covering up the silly little memento stand with some planks here to keep up with the natural wood feel of everything, really. And while I do this and get started on filling up the shop, I do want to talk a bit about the channel and my current plans. I have started playing the Jurassic World Evolution 3, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's been a bit difficult for me to get into it. There are a few adjustments you can make to the settings and the camera and everything to make it feel more like Planet Zoo, which has been a great help. But I didn't play either of the first two games, and I don't know, I'm a bit behind on the films as well, so I just don't have a whole lot invested into the series compared to a lot of other people. That being said, I am enjoying it, and I want to get more into it, and I'll probably have a video in the next week or so. There are a ton of other creators who have made just amazing builds already and have explained the deficiencies and the great things about the game so far. so I will leave them to that, at least until I upload my own video, my own build. But it is just stunning. It is so beautiful, and the terrain brushes, the foliage brushes, it's all just, that aspect of it is very cool to me. So I'm very excited to see what else Frontier is going to do with the game, and potentially the next Planet game, Planet Zoo, please. But anyway, back to the things we actually have now in our hands. This project is nearing 70% to 80% done, somewhere in there, and I have already started planning the next zoo. So you can expect a lot more content from me in the Planet Zoo realm. I have done a few sketches, I've created a Pinterest board, things are very well underway, and the closer we get to that project and the more concrete things become, I will explain more. But I'm still expecting the Salos series to go probably to around 20 episodes. I have 4 more habitats that I really want to do, a few more facilities, and then I'll probably do a big tour as well, and whatever else I feel like doing in between all of that. But anyway, back to the build itself. I love these potted plants by Ricey, I think they're by, off of the workshop. They are just everything I want out of a potted plant, and I had so much fun filling up this area with them. I felt like I could go completely ham because it's right next to the greenhouse, and perhaps whoever is working in the shop and whoever manages the greenhouse, they are probably good friends, they're colleagues and get along, so I thought they would want to fill every little space with a bit of green. I did try and get more creative with this roof, but at the end of a few tries I just stuck to a couple of slants like usual, and went ahead and filled in the gaps there. And before I forget, I am going to try and get most of my habitats onto the workshop this week, in the next 2 weeks, somewhere like that. Finally learned how to do it. Apologies if anyone has really wanted something, but if you have, leave me a comment and I will push it higher in the queue. So the final step to making the shop feel cozy and kitschy was adding a bit of lights, and I just went for these string lights for the most part, really easy to recolor and place them where I wanted them to be. I used some lamps off of the workshop as well, and I actually made custom outdoor lights for the doorway. Gosh, you can really see that big open space that I've left over there. I promise it will be filled, and it's not noticeable during the cinematics, but that's gotta be one of my top wishes for Planet Zoo 2 as well, better backdrops in our maps. I'm assuming most of you know this, but I did use the gift shop sets from mainly Caesar Creates. They are easily the best, but we just don't have a lot of non-traditional zoo animal plushies in the game, and I just didn't want a billion pieces with custom made plushies from like the eggs or whatever, however people make the prop animals before we had these plushies basically. So I went for a few generic ones, and I'm just secretly hoping no one wandering through will see the zebra plushie and be like, why are there no zebras in this zoo, which it's not a zoo, it's a wildlife park. But had Frontier just made like the plushies recolorable, they probably could have passed for animals that I do have in the park. Like maybe I could have passed off the lion for a cougar and the zebra for like a donkey or something, but that just wasn't the case, so we're working with what we do have. And finally, I know these butterfly lights get a bit of hate, but I personally adore them. They're completely flexi-color, and I think they're just really cute. They make any space look a lot more fun and interesting to be in. But that is all I have for you guys today, so please enjoy the cinematics and let me know your thoughts below. Thanks so much again for watching, and bye!